Science and Human Ecology, Professor Abeokuta Umemu. Dean, College of Computer Sciences, Professor Oluwafemi Arugundade. Dean, College of Plant Science and Crop Production, Professor Kehinde. Dean, Director, College of Veterinary Teaching Hospital, Professor Oluwafemi Kehinde. Dean, College of Engineering, Professor Adedayo Badejo. Dean, College of Veterinary Medicine, Professor Olushola Ajayi. Dean, College of Biosciences, Professor Iyabode Kehinde. Director, Central Laboratory and Biotechnology Center, Professor Ayotunde Adebambo. Director, Institute of Communication and General Studies, Professor Remi Aduradola. Director, College of Entrepreneurial and Development Studies. Dean, College of Environmental Resources Management, Professor Olusegun. Dean, College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development. Also the Chairman of the Committee of Deans and Directors, Professor Emmanuel Fakoya. We have the HOD of Animal Nutrition, Professor Adirigboyi. Dean, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Professor Abimbola Ashaw. We now have the Principal Officers, the University Librarian, Professor Abayomi Owolabi. The Bossa, Mr. Olukayode Oshinoga, representative of the Registrar, Mr. Moses Ayonda, and the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Development, Professor Olawale Dairo. The 114th Inaugural Lecturer, Professor Olusegun Mark Obafemi Idowu. And the Vice-Chancellor, the 7th Substantive Vice-Chancellor of our great university, Professor Olushola Babatunde Kehinde. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem, please.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
National prayer. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. Thank you very much. May we all be seated, please. Thank you. Once again, you are all welcome, especially to the 114th inaugural lecture of this great citadel of learning, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We still remain the best university of agriculture in Africa. To begin with, I would like to specially introduce to us the seventh substantive Vice-Chancellor of this university, Professor Olusola Babatunde Kehinde. Can we please give him a round of applause, please? Thank you very much. With the Vice-Chancellor this beautiful afternoon is our Deputy Vice-Chancellor Development, Professor Olawale Dairo. Can we please appreciate him, please? We also have seated here on the top table this afternoon our own registrar, ably represented by the Senior Deputy Registrar in the Office of the Vice-Chancellor, Mr. Moses Ayonda. Can we please give him a round of applause? The bossa is here with us, and is no other person than Mr. Olukayode Oshinuga. We also have in our midst on the top table this beautiful afternoon, the University Librarian, Professor Abayomi Owolabi. The Chairman of the Committee of Deans and Directors is here present on the top table. He is also the Dean of the College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Professor Emmanuel Fakoya. We also have on the top table this beautiful afternoon, the Dean, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Professor Abimbola Osho. The head of Department of Animal Nutrition is also here present at the top table, Professor Ronke Aderiboye. Distinguished members of the university community, the university's 114th inaugural lecturer is set to explore the vital role of monogastric nutrition in transforming feed into wholesome food through the efficient use of biological systems. Drawing on decades of teaching, research, and professional experience, the inaugural lecturer will provide valuable insight into animal nutrition, sustainable livestock production, food security, and the significant contributions of monogastric nutritionists to agricultural development and national security, food security. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and privilege this afternoon to specially invite you all to please join me in giving a big and huge applause to the university's 114th inaugural lecturer, who is presently the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, a distinguished scholar in monogastric animal nutrition from the Department of Animal Nutrition, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, a member of the Governing Council of the University of Lagos, member Nigerian Society for Animal Production, member Nutrition Society of Nigeria, member Nigerian Institution of Animal Science, the pioneer coordinator for Foundation Science Program at the Institute of Human Resources Development of our university, and also the pioneer director, FUNAAB Distance Learning Center. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Olusegun Mark Obafemi Idowu. And the lecture is titled, Feed to Food, Biology biological machines in the hands of monogastric nutritionists. With the permission of the Vice-Chancellor, sir, I would like to warmly welcome the 114th Inaugural Lecturers family members, friends, professional colleagues, associates, and well-wishers. A special recognition goes to all the deans, directors, heads of departments and units. Can we please give ourselves a round of applause, please? Thank you very much. With Vice-Chancellor's permission also, I would like to specially recognize the presence of the Chairman of the Governing Council of the University of Lagos, Chief Wole Olanipekun, SAN. Can you please give him a round of applause, please? Also here present, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, we also have the Olota of Ota, the paramount ruler and sovereign of Ota, Oba Professor Adeyemi Abukadri Oba Lanlege. Lanlege Ekun II. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jùmọ̀ ṣe kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí o. At this juncture, it is my honor and privilege to specially and respectfully invite our dear Vice-Chancellor, Professor Olusola Babatunde Kehinde, to give the Vice-Chancellor's address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you very much. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Development, the Registrar of the University Bursar, the University Librarian, the Inaugural Lecturer of today, and my Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, Professor O.M.O. Idowu, the Dean, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, other deans and directors here present, the head, Department of Animal Nutrition, other heads of departments and units, members of the University Senate here seated, all academic and non-teaching staff of this university, all special guests and friends of the university, family members and friends of the inaugural lecturer, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great FUNAABites, great FUNAABites. I know you're always there with us. May I ask the inaugural lecturer of today, Professor O.M.O. Idowu, to please stand and remain standing beside me here. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 114th inaugural lecture in the series of inaugural lectures of this university, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. It is the fourth from the Department of Animal Nutrition and the 14th from the College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, the early life. Our inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Olusegun Mark Obafemi Idowu, an indigene of Ado-Odo in Ogun State, was born on 2nd October 1965. He was born to the Honorable Alhaji Sulaiman Ayinde Idowu, aka Councillor Idowu, and Princess Abebi Mercy Idowu, ni Akakpo of Idose ruling family in Ado-Odo, both of blessed memory. He attended Methodist Central Primary School, Ado-Odo, between 1971 and 1977, from where he proceeded to Alamuwa Grammar School and later to St. Stephen Commercial High School, also in Ado-Odo, from 1979 to 1983, and later 1983 to 1985. Professor Idowu is a thoroughbred FUNAABite, having obtained all his degrees from the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. He is a homegrown. He obtained the B.Agric Honors from the Department of Animal Nutrition in 1994, M.Agric, Masters in Agriculture, Monogastric Animal Nutrition in 1999, and a PhD, Monogastric Animal Nutrition in August 2004. Professor Idowu joined the services of FUNAAB as a graduate assistant in May 1997 and progressed to become a professor on October 1st, 2014. Professor Idowu's administrative experience traversed the length and breadth of the colleges and units within the university, and even outside the university, having served in various capacities, such as Program Coordinator, Foundation Science Program, Center for Human Resources Development, that was CENHOD, between 2006 and 2007. He was acting head of department, Animal Nutrition Department, between 2011 and 2013. He was chairman of the University Timetable Committee between 2009 and 2012. He was also a member of the Senate Coordinating Committee on Examination Results and later became the chairman of that committee. He was deputy coordinator, College Undergraduate Postgraduate Seminar between 2002 and 2009. Professor Idowu has also served this university in other categories. He was director, FUNAAB Distant Learning Center, 2015 to 2018. Director, Institute for Food Security, Environmental Resources and Agricultural Research between December 2024 and November 2025. He's currently the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, a position he assumed in November 2025 up to date. He was chairman, he's still the chairman, FUNAAB Star Schools Management Board, as well as a member of the Governing Council of the University of Lagos, and also a member of the Governing Council of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Professor O.M.O. Idowu is an academic icon of repute who has published over 70 articles in learned journals, 20 articles in referred conference proceedings, and has commissioned organic poultry nutrition. He's a recipient of many prizes, honors, grants, commendations, national and international awards. Notably, the Delphi 2009-2010 research grant of about £60,000 on strengthening farmer research linkage in evaluating integrated livestock feeding systems involving protein banks. He also got the 2010 TED Fund Conference grant to the 5th International Seminar on Tropical Animal Production in Indonesia. He's also an awardee of the EduLink ACP EU Cooperation Program, which was for training scholarship in 2009 as it relates to institutional capacity building for organic agriculture in West Africa. He also got the TED Fund grant for international conference in 2011 to the Durban University of Technology in South Africa. He also had another travel grant by West African Network for Organic Agriculture and Research and Training, that's WANWAT, for the training of trainers on organic agriculture. Professor Idowu has attended many national and international conferences, workshops, and seminars, and belongs to professional and academic associations such as Nigerian Society for Animal Production, Nutrition Society of Nigeria, Animal Science Association of Nigeria, World Poultry Science Association Nigeria branch, and the Institute of Animal Science of Nigeria. The inaugural lecturer of today is happily married to Dr. Olubukola Idowu, and both of them are blessed with godly children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Olusegun Mark Obafemi Idowu, a professor of monogastric animal nutrition from the Department of Animal Nutrition, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, to present his lecture titled Feed to Food, Biological Machines in the Hands of a Monogastric Nutritionist. God bless you all as you listen. Thank you so very much.
The Vice-Chancellor, sir. Deputy Vice-Chancellor Development, the registrar, the bursar, the university librarian, the Dean College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, other deans and directors, the heads of department of animal nutrition, other heads of departments and units, members of University Senate, all academic and non-teaching staff, all special guests and friends of the university, members of my immediate and extended family and friends, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great FUNAABites. It is with profound sense of gratitude and honor that I stand to deliver this inaugural lecture titled Feed to Food, Biological Machines in the Hands of a Monogastric Nutritionist. I give gratitude to God because this momentous occasion marks the watershed of my intellectual adventure, which started in 1971. It is a lifelong journey from 1971 to now. It is an inaugural lecture. This inaugural lecture marks my 29 years adventure in research, academia, and livestock husbandry. This lecture is the 114th inaugural lecture in the university, 14th in the College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, and 4th in the Department of Animal Nutrition. I thank the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Babatunde Kehinde, for approving that I present this inaugural lecture. The Vice-Chancellor, sir, the topic of this inaugural lecture may seem unfriendly to vegetarians and animal welfare activists who believe that animals should neither be treated as a machine on the farm, nor used at all for food, clothing, entertainment, and experimentation. One may ask why an animal nutritionist is flirting with an engineering term. This will be seen in this lecture. Compassion is one thing no machine ever enjoys, but the use of animal for food is an ethical thing to do. The animal has to be given a decent life. George Orwell, the author of the popular storybook Animal Farm, said, "Man is the only creature that consumes without producing. He does not give milk. He does not lay eggs. He is too weak to pull plow. He cannot run fast enough to catch rabbit. Yet is the Lord of all the animals." The animal scientist is the Lord who uses the animals and guarantees provision of 5 freedoms to the domesticated animal. There are 5 freedoms animals must or should experience: freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from discomfort, freedom from pain, injury, or disease, freedom to express normal behavior, freedom from fear and distress. Animals introduction. Animal science is the study and management of animals under the control of humankind. It is historically known as animal husbandry. An animal scientist is a professional who applies biological, physical, and social science principles to the study, management, and production of animals. The profession is broad, integrative, focusing on how various disciplines such as genetics, reproduction, nutrition, behaviors, and health interact to improve animal productivity, well-being, and efficiency in agricultural or research setting. Key responsibilities of an animal nutritionist. The key responsibilities of animal nutritionists are: 1, to evaluate the chemical and nutritional value of feed ingredients, supplements, and forages; to formulate rations, diets that are nutritionally complete, cost-effective, and safe; to investigate nutritional disorders and diet-related health issues; to research into nutrient metabolism, to optimize how an animal's body, like that of a monogastric species, converts feed to food. Animal nutrition is a specialized field within animal science that focuses on the intake, processing, and utilization of nutrients to drive animal performance. Concept of biological machines. The phrase biological machines is a powerful metaphor used to describe livestock such as poultry, rabbits, or swine as highly efficient living systems that convert feed into food. The animal's physiological and metabolic processes, such as digestion, absorption, and synthesis, are machinery that performs the conversion, and they are akin to machine. The animal nutritionist can be viewed as a system engineer. Animal nutritionist can be viewed as a system engineer who manages this machine. As a monogastric nutritionist, I've used my knowledge of biochemistry, metabolism, to formulate diets to ensure that every gram of feed utilized effectively, reducing production costs and environmental impact. While the machine metaphor highlights the efficiency and productivity, my inaugural lecture will emphasize the distinction between living organisms and the true mechanical units. My role as a nutritionist is to ensure that this biological machine operates in a way that is not only productive, but also sustainable, ethical, and resilient. A display of efficiency, turning feed to food. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, comparing a physical machine with a biological one is akin to comparing a car with a machine. To assess how efficiently a car performs, the best measure is kilometer it covered per liter of fuel used. Most efficient cars go further per liter of fuel. The same is true for monogastrics. In monogastric nutrition, feed conversion ratio, FCR, is the rate of measure of the efficiency with which the bodies of monogastric convert feed mass into desired meat or egg over a specific period of time. FCR is the amount of feed consumed divided by the weight gain or egg laid. Feed conversion efficiency, FCE, is the output divided by the input, that is, the inverse of feed conversion ratio. These concepts are also closely related to machine efficiency. Young monogastric animals, like broiler chicken, exhibit high feed conversion ratio and can reach market weight rapidly, i.e. 2 to 2.8 kilogram per week within 5 weeks. My contributions to knowledge. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, my research work over the years is focused on monogastric animal nutrition, particularly poultry, swine, and rabbit nutrition. My major contribution to knowledge will be presented under 3 headings. 1, nutritional evaluation of feedstuff. 2, evaluation of feed additives. 3, reduction in cholesterol content of poultry products. Nutritional evaluation of feedstuffs. My attraction to research in nutritional evaluation of conventional and non-conventional feedstuff arose from the fact that feed alone represents 6 to 70% of the total livestock production cost, the challenges of improving feed conversion efficiency. C, there is variability in most feedstuff nutrient composition and presence of certain anti-nutritional factors which affect the efficiency of their nutrient utilization. My research expeditions have been to investigate possible to improve utilization of unconventional feedstuff, FCF, with view of getting more meat or egg out of less and cheap feed. I evaluated feedstuff to improve their feed conversion ratio, to optimize their nutrition levels, to determine perfect percentage of an unconventional feedstuff to include in the diet to maximize egg and egg production. The lower the FCR, the better the performance. The better FCR means better profit and less waste. Nutritional evaluation of feedstuff. Nutritional evaluations to be presented in this inaugural lecture are focused on 1, evaluation of fish meal, based diets, evaluation of shrimp weight based diets, evaluation studies on cassava manure horse exponenta, evaluation of unpeeled cassava root meal, evaluation of peeled and unpeeled cassava root meal, evaluation of cassava fish civet based diets, evaluation of feed meal based diets. In Idowu and Edubeten, 2005, broiler chicken were fed diet containing local and imported fish meal to assess performance, digestibility, and carcass yield response. The study demonstrated that variations between the two fish meal sources affected best performance, which in turn influenced feed conversion ratio, as presented in Table 1. Table 1 shows the performance of broiler fed different fish meal based diets. Table 2 presents the digestibility coefficient, retention, and protein efficiency ratio of broiler chicken fed fish meal based experimental diets. Arising from the two tables, differences were noted in the feed conversion ratio across treatments were attributed to protein quality and amino acid balance. Imported fish meal improved amino acid utilization for muscle accretion, thereby enhancing weight gain per unit of feed consumed. There was a link between digestibility coefficient and feed conversion ratio. Diet with higher crude protein and energy digestibility supported better nutrient utilization and greatly improved feed conversion efficiency, as published by Idowu and Edubeten 2005. The key strength of these studies was the integration of performance and digestibility data. Improved digestibility correlated well with increased metabolizable energy availability, leading to enhanced nitrogen retention. Birds that consume diet with imported fish meal had superior digestibility and require less feed to achieve market body weights. Evaluation of shrimp waste meal as a replacement for fish meal. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I hereby report a research using growing topic, Melagris Galopafo, as a specialized heavy-duty biological feed to meat conversion machine. Turkeys convert feed, especially protein and energy, into muscle meat. In conjunction with Adeyeye et al. 2022, the efficiency of shrimp waste meal, a byproduct of shrimp processing industry, was used as a replacement for fish meal, and it was explored. The result of this study was that the final weight, the weight gain and feed conversion ratio were reduced with increasing level of SWM in the diet of the turkeys. Improved growth and feed conversion ratio were obtained with growing turkeys fed diet containing 150 gram per kilogram SWM. Beyond 150 gram per kilogram inclusion, feed conversion worsened and weight gain decreased drastically. This was attributed to increasing chitin content of the diet as shrimp weight meat replaced was increased. The high quality protein inside the shrimp was locked up by chitin, forcing the turkey machine to consume more feed to meet its amino acid requirement, thereby increasing the feed conversion value. The 300 and 450 kilogram per kilogram level of inclusion, however, pushed the machine into a state of metabolic distress, where the efficiency of feed conversion collapsed because the machine was too busy managing chitin, an indigestible component, before it can undergo muscle buildup. Based on the findings of this study, the 150 gram per kilogram replacement level protein for protein of the expensive fish meal with cheaper SWM was recommended in the diet of growing turkeys with no deleterious effect on their growth health status. However, replacement value of fish meal with SWM should not exceed 150 gram per kilogram in composite diet, since a higher amount of SWM resulted in poor performance of growing turkeys. Table 3 showed the performance indices of turkey starter and grower fed diet containing shrimp meal as a partial replacement for fish meal. Evaluation studies on cassava manifold esculenta. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, due to increasing cost of feed and competition for conventional feed ingredients such as maize for human use, the search for locally available alternatives and cost-effective energy source for monogastric animal feeding became a necessity. One of such alternatives identified was the cassava manifold esculenta route. To address the underlying problems associated with cassava use in monogastric animal feeding, researches were therefore carried out to investigate the effect of presence of residual toxic cyanogenic compound, low protein content, poor amino acid balance, high fiber, and nutrient deficiency to ensure good animal performance. Figure 1 is a pictorial representation of how cassava is being utilized in poultry production for broilers and layers. Evaluation of unpicked cassava root meal. Short-term feeding trials have demonstrated that cassava-based diet can support growth in livestock. However, there is limited information on the long-term effect of feeding unpicked cassava due to residual toxic cyanogenic compound, especially with respect to nutrient utilization and possible toxicological implications. Response of laying hens to a long-term feeding of unpicked cassava base that was investigated by Idowu 2004, Idowu et al. 2007, and the results is presented in table 4 as presented in the slide above. The highlight of that table is that feed conversion ratio dynamics worsens consistently with the higher inclusion of unpicked cassava root meal. Feed efficiency declined due to reduced energy density and suboptimal nutrient assimilation. Feed efficiency and egg production decreased linearly as the level of unpicked cassava root meal increased in the diet. Unpicked cassava root meal can serve as a cost-effective substitute for maize. Its inclusion must be carefully gauged to maintain optimal feed efficiency and support overall productivity of laying hens. It was concluded that the inclusion level of unpicked cassava root meal beyond 20% adversely impacted feed conversion ratio negatively and overall laying performance. Hence, strategic dietary formulation is essential. Maximum of 20% is advisable for sustaining good egg production level and economic viability in poultry production. In another evaluation of peeled and unpicked cassava root meal, in conjunction with others in Akako et al. 2014, a critical analysis of how feed conversion ratio was influenced by processing of cassava and its inclusion level in poultry diet was conducted. 300-day-old male broiler chickens were used in an experiment having 5 dietary treatments arranged in a 2x2 plus 1 factorial layout. 2 processing methods of peeled and unpeeled manifold esculenta root included at 2 levels of 100 and 200 grams per kilogram, plus a controlled diet made up of maize-based diet containing no cassava root. Table 5 showed growth performance of broiler chicks fed with diet containing graded levels of processed cassava root meal. And the results is so presented in the slide. The highlight of the result is that dietary inclusion of peeled cassava root meal, PCRM, for broiler chicks resulted in higher final live weight gain, and feed conversion ratio when compared with birds-fed diets containing unpicked cassava root meal, UCRM. The least final weight gain, and worst feed to gain ratio were obtained with chicks fed with diet containing 200 grams per kilogram unpicked cassava root meal, as also presented in that table 5. The decline in feed conversion ratio was linked to 2 main physiological factors: the hydrocyanide methionine connection and energy dilution, as well as fiber status of the diet. The higher crude fiber and hydrocyanide content of 0.39 milligram level in an unpeeled cassava root based diet act as a diluent to nutrient density, forcing the birds to consume more feed to meet metabolic requirement, thereby worsening the feed conversion ratio. It was concluded that the cassava can be replaced a portion of maize because unpeeled cassava root meal at 200 grams per kilogram inclusion significantly compromise the feed conversion ratio. Peeled cassava or limited unpeeled cassava root meal around 100 grams per kilogram was recommended to mitigate the growth depressing effect of adenosine residue and the fiber. In another study on evaluation of cassava root civet based diet, cassava root civet is a fibrous solid byproduct left over after crushing and sieving cassava root to make staple food like gari or fufu. It makes up about 15 to 70% of tuber weight and is widely utilized in West Africa for animal feed. A total of 150 naira sex-linked layer strain were used to investigate the performance response, blood plasma, air cholesterol clusters of hen fed cassava root civet based diet, as published by Idowu et al. 2005. Cassava root civet was used to replace wheat offer at 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20% respectively, resulting in 5 dietary treatments as shown in table 6. The experiment lasted for 10 weeks. No significant effect of diet was noticed in the body weight, weight gain, and daily feed intake. Table 6 is the result of the effect of cassava root civet based diet on performance, characteristics of laying hens, and cost consideration of egg production. From the result obtained, feed conversion per dozen egg, hen day egg production, and total egg produced significantly declined as cassava root civet level increased from 0 to 20% in the diet. Diet with 20% cassava root civet had the poorest performance. Inclusion of cassava root civet helped in maintaining a light body weight, which is needed in sustaining efficiency of egg production, as postulated by Rubertine and Abeokuta, 1997. The inclusion of cassava root civet based diet affected feed conversion ratio through energy dilution effect because the relative high fiber content of cassava root civet reduced metabolizable energy density of the diet, low crude protein content, protein and amino acid balance of the cassava root civet and based diet, and feed intake noted across the treatment. Feed conversion ratio derived from this study suggests that cassava root civet can serve as a cost-effective alternative energy source in a well-formulated layer diet to precipitate a good feed efficiency, particularly when the diet were properly balanced. And in another study on evaluation of feedstuff, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, for many years, some non-nutritive or supplemental ingredients were intentionally added to animal diet to optimize growth, improve feed efficiency, and safeguard livestock health. However, increasing concern over antibiotic resistance, drug residues in poultry products, and public health implications have led to restriction and bans on nutrient use of antibiotics growth promoters in several countries. This development has stimulated the research for a safer and sustainable alternatives capable of maintaining optimal productivity in poultry production. Among the promising alternatives identified are probiotics, prebiotics, and feed-grade exogenous enzymes. Under the feed evaluation of feed additives, 2 major experiments were carried out. One on antibiotics, probiotics, prebiotic supplementation in broiler diet, evaluation of dietary L-carnitine supplementation. In the experiment to evaluate antibiotics, probiotics and prebiotic supplementation in broiler diets. In conjunction with others in Alonge et al. 2017, a study was designed to determine the effect of relative efficiency of feed additives in improving feed utilization and growth performance. Provide is useful information for sustainable and profitable poultry production. The effects of antibiotics, oxytetracycline, probiotic grow up, and prebiotic mana oligosaccharide moss supplementing of feed conversion ratio were examined across starter and finisher phases of feeding broiler chicken. Numerical variation were observed. No significant differences were noted across treatments, as shown in the result presented in table 7 and 8. The highlight from those two tables is that, one, there was slight improvement in feed conversion ratio observed in birds fed with oxytetracycline, particularly during the finisher phase, and that was attributed to suppression of pathogenic intestinal microflora and improved nutritional availability. 2. Probiotic mana oligosaccharide moss inclusion did not improve feed conversion ratio, and at a higher level, it resulted in poorer feed efficiency. This was linked to increased energy allocation towards immune function and microbial fermentation process rather than growth, suggesting that optimal inclusion levels are critical for achieving efficiency. Number 3, probiotic grow up. Supplementation yield the best feed conversion ratio during the starter phase, indicating enhanced early gut development and microbial balance. This supports the role of probiotics in improving digestibility and nutrient assimilation during early growth, as depicted on table 8. Evaluation of dietary L-carnitine supplementation. L-carnitine is a compound involved in support of energy metabolism in poultry. It is used to enhance growth performance, improve feed conversion efficiency, boost immune function, and reduce abdominal fat accumulation. In collaboration with others in Fafelu et al. 2013, 240-day-old broiler chicks were randomly assigned to 4 dietary treatments containing 0, 2.5, 5.0, and 7.5 milligram per kilogram of L-carnitine in the diet, which contain equal amount of maize and cashew nut reject, a locally available alternate energy and protein source in poultry diet. Table 9 show the results of the study. The performance of starting and finishing broiler fed L-carnitine supplemented cashew nut reject based meal. From the study, it was noted that during the initial 4-week starter phase, feed to gain conversion ratio value were highest, and that is less efficient conversion in birds fed 0 milligram per kilogram of L-carnitine and 2.5 milligram per kilogram L-carnitine. This implied that low level of L-carnitine did not support efficient feed utilization when diet contained CNRM. However, in 5 to 8 weeks period, feed intake increased with higher levels of L-carnitine, and feed conversion ratio improved at higher dietary L-carnitine. Dietary L-carnitine inclusion level at 7.5 milligram per kilogram led to improved feed conversion ratio, that is lower feed to gain, in finishing phase when broilers were older and potentially more responsive to improve energy metabolism. Supplementing cashew nut reject meal diet with L-carnitine up to 7.5 ml per kilogram improve feed conversion and growth performance in broiler. It is a valuable nutritional strategy for use of alternative feed ingredient. The effective utilization of energy depends on carnitine mediated lipid metabolism. Therefore, without adequate dietary carnitine, Birds will not effectively use the fat energy, which can lead to a poorer feed conversion ratio as seen in lower supplementation level. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, time and space will not allow me to present other feeding trials and evaluation involving cassava, tiger nut, moringa olivera seed meal, bamboo leaf meal, millet, sorghum, sorghum sprout, dried citrus pulp as good replacement for conventional energy and protein feedstock for poultry and rabbits. I go to the second segment of my contribution to knowledge, which addresses reduction in cholesterol content of poultry product. And I conducted two notable experiments. One, to investigate the effect of copper salt on performance cholesterol residue in egg, liver, and excreta of laying hen. Second, to modulation to monitor effect of modulating of cholesterol copper residue level in muscles, blood serum of finishing chicken fed copper and ascorbic acid supplements. Reduction in cholesterol content of poultry product. Concern about cholesterol content of human diet and coronary heart diseases has led to my attempt through the manipulation of dietary protein energy fiber level in diet and supplementation with copper, salt, ascorbic acid to reduce cholesterol content of poultry products and reduce cholesterol content of egg and meat products. Since 2004, I have focused on identifying ingredients or production method that could facilitate a reduction in meat and egg cholesterol content. Unfortunately, genetic selection of hens for lower cholesterol has not been successful in lowering egg cholesterol content, and research into lowering meat and egg cholesterol. Therefore, my research has centered mostly on dietary manipulation using phytochemicals and the fiber status of diet, and also pharmacological manipulation with the use of copper and vitamin C interventions. For my feeding trials, I have able to also establish that replacement of up to 10% weight for weight wheat offer by cassava root civet have been found to effectively reduce cholesterol content of plasma, egg yolk, and whole egg by 20, 10, and 17% respectively in hens-fed wheat-based diets. Idowu et al. 2006. Also, 33% replacement of cassava root peel with cassava root civet resulted in optimum egg production with attendant 1.3% reduction in cholesterol content of the egg. There was also overwhelming evidence that feeding 10 to 30% on pea cassava root meal to laying hens resulted in 27% to 42% reduction in liver cholesterol and 3.62% to 20.17% reduction in plasma cholesterol, as published by Idowu 2004. The effect of copper, salt on performance cholesterol residue in egg, liver, and excreta of laying hen. In conjunction with others in Idowu et al. 2006b, Adegbenyo et al. 2014, and Jegede et al. 2015, it was revealed that a dietary supplementation of copper diet with copper proteonate, bioplex, and copper sulfate pentahydrate from 0 to 250 milligrams per kilogram copper inclusion in the diet increased hen day egg production and half unit, while the feed per dozen egg laid decrease. And the result is also presented in table 10, 11, and 12. From the result obtained in that study, whole egg and egg cholesterol concentration was significantly lowered, and more cholesterol were excreted in copper proteonate supplemented that group. Liver and plasma, free ether and total cholesterol concentration of hen-fed copper sulfate supplemented that were higher, cholesterol, plasma cholesterol, lipoprotein, and liver cholesterol concentration reduced linearly as copper dosage increased. Hence, fed with diet supplemented with copper protein had a higher level, higher liver and excretor copper residue. Table 10 showed the result of effect of copper's dosage on limb performance and air quality. Table 11 showed the main effect of copper dosage on cholesterol content. And table 12 showed the main effect of copper source on cholesterol content. From those three tables, it was obvious that increasing copper in the diet acted like a filter. It helped the hand to process cholesterol more effectively, leading to lower cholesterol in egg yolk, blood, and hence liver. By choosing the right copper source and right dosage, farmers can naturally produce eggs that are lower in cholesterol. It was concluded that dietary inclusion of copper helped the hens dump the cholesterol out of their system instead of storing it in the body tissue or putting it into the egg. Experiment on modulation of cholesterol and copper residue level in muscle and blood serum of finishing chicken fed copper and ascorbic acid. A study was carried out on the effect of copper and ascorbic supplementation or modulation of cholesterol and copper residue content of chicken muscles and blood serum of chickens, as published by Idowu et al. 2011. 240 finishing Anna broiler chicken of mixed sexes were randomly allotted to 4 dietitian men group with 4 replication of 15 births for a feeding period of 5 weeks. The result of that experiment is presented in table 16. And the highlight of the result is that the response to copper and ascorbic was such that dietary supplementation with 250 parts per million copper alone resulted in 30 and 19% residue reduction in the wing and thigh muscle cholesterol, respectively. Supplementation with 250 parts per million copper plus 100 parts per million ascorbic acid resulted in 29 and 12% reduction in muscle cholesterol, while inclusion of 100 parts per million ascorbic acid alone brought about 4 and 10% reduction in muscle, respectively. Dietary supplementation with 250 parts per million copper in finishing broiler significantly reduced muscle and serum cholesterol by up to 30% while increasing copper residue. That table 13 showed the performance indices of and muscle cholesterol content and copper residue of broiler chicken fed copper and ascorbic acid supplements. My contribution to human development. My career reflects a lifelong commitment to university system and human capacity development through teaching, supervision, administration, and community service. Teaching and supervision. For over 2 decades, 1998 to 2026, I have contributed significantly to undergraduate and postgraduate education through extensive teaching, mentorship, and curriculum development. I taught foundational courses such as Principle of Animal Nutrition to a class of over 1,700 students, and I also taught a specialized postgraduate course like Advances in Poultry Nutrition. I also taught lab courses such as ANN 202, ANN 212, titled Introduction to Agricultural Biochemistry, having over 1,000 students to attend to. I have supervised over 120 undergraduate projects, equipping students with practical research, data analysis, and critical thinking skills. I also have supervised over 53 MSc, PhD, thesis, and dissertation as major or co-supervisor, covering areas such as poultry nutrition, probiotic research, copper supplementation research, cassava-based diet for poultry, pigs, and rabbits. Many of my students are now contributing as experts in academia and industry, and their names so listed in the slide. Leadership and administration. My administrative role has focused on strengthening academic standards, governance, and institutional development at FUNAAB. I have served as a member of Senate Committee on Examination Results from 2011 to 2021 and served as the chairman from 2021 to 2024. I also served as chairman of University Timetable and Examination Committee Team Tech from 2009 to 2012. I also served as pioneer director of FUNAAB Distance Learning Center 2015 to 2018. I have served as a member of Appointment and Promotion Committee for Academic Staff, APCAS, from 2023 to date. I also serve as a member, Governing Council of University of Lagos, 2004 to 2024 to date. And this has placed me at the highest level of university policy and strategic decision making, including staff development, leadership training, fund and resource allocation through Finance and General Purpose Committee, F&GPC. I currently serve now as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Academics from November to 2025. Currently, I also serve as Chairman of FUNAAB's School Management Board 2025 to date. Community development. My commitment to development extends beyond university into a wider community. In 2025, I was elected chairman of Area Community Development Committee, CDC, overseeing 35 community development associations and contributing to grassroots governance and development. I was also appointed as chairman of New Era Community Boundary Reconciliation Committee. I promoted peace, conflict resolution, and social cohesion. For over 2 decades, I have also served as a pastor, a clergy in various churches, contributing to spiritual, moral, and social well-being of individuals and families. In recognition of my community contribution, I was conferred with chieftaincy title of Asiwaju Onigbagbo of Akinlagun Kingdom, Camp area, on 15th of December 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, my career demonstrates a holistic commitment to human development through teaching, mentorship, institutional leadership, and community service. And my aspiration remains to translate academic excellence into sustainable societal development. Conclusion. The journey of transforming feed into food through lenses of a monogastric nutritionist is multifaceted exploration. My research has focused on enhancing the efficiency and sustainability of animal nutrition, particularly focusing on potential of non-conventional feedstuff. My findings of research underscore the critical importance of optimizing feed ingredients such as cassava and shrimp waste to improve feed conversion ratio and overall production efficiency in monogastric animals. The dual narrative of innovation and sustainability in animal nutrition have been made bare by harnessing locally available feed resources and investigating nutritional evaluation. Contribution has been made to practical and economic solutions in livestock production while addressing food security challenges. The vital relationship between dietary formulation, animal welfare, and environmental stewardship has also been highlighted. My research has demonstrated that dietary manipulation is a highly effective strategy for reducing cholesterol in poultry products. I established that incorporating alternate feed resources like cassava root civet and unpicked cassava root meal into poultry diet significantly lowers cholesterol levels in eggs, blood plasma, and liver tissues. It was It's also proved that pharmacological interventions, specifically dietary copper supplementation, can act as a filter that enhances cholesterol excretion and reduce accumulation in egg and muscle tissues. Finally, I showed that combining copper with ascorbic acid effectively modulates cholesterol levels whilst simultaneously mitigating unwanted copper residue accumulation in chicken muscles. Recommendations. Sequel to the findings of my researches, the following recommendations are made. 1. Investment should be encouraged in production and processing of alternate feed resources to make them more accessible and affordable to farmers. 2. Mechanistic models should be developed to better predict monogastric response to dietary components and improve nutrient utilization and animal performance. 3. Collaboration among researchers, farmers, feed manufacturers, and policy makers should be strengthened to improve feed production and animal welfare. 4. Research on other non-conventional feed resources and agro-industrial byproducts to improve feed efficiency and reduce competition with human food needs to be encouraged. 5. Regular monitoring of dietary effect of animal performance, health, and welfare should be conducted to improve feeding strategies continuously. Continuous education and professional training should be provided for animal nutritionists to keep them updated on emerging research, technologies, and ethical practices. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I wish to make a special plea for the implementation of CORUAB recommendation with respect to the change in the name of Department of Animal Nutrition to Department of Animal Nutrition and Feed Technology. Incidentally, this has been effected in the student handbook, university student handbook, but at the departmental level it has not been effected. By implementing these recommendations, the animal feed industry can be moved towards more efficient, sustainable, and ethical responsible practices in monogastric nutrition, ultimately contributing to global food security and animal welfare. Acknowledgement. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I return all glory, honor, and adoration to Almighty God, whose grace, mercy, wisdom, and unfailing guidance have sustained my academic and professional journeys. Every achievement and milestone recorded in my life is a testimony of God's faithfulness and divine favor. God has been my anchor, granting me clarity of mind, resilience in challenges, and strength to persevere. I sincerely appreciate the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Oluwafemi Babatunde Kehinde, for approving the presentation of this inaugural lecture and for his visionary leadership and support. I equally appreciate the past Vice-Chancellors, late Professor Nuri Adedipe, Professor Julio Okoje, late Professor Israel Adu, Professor Shola Adamson, Professor Oluwafemi Balogun, Professor Olushola Bandele Oyewole, Professor Olalade Enikomeyin, Professor Felix Salako. Governing councils of Federal University of Agriculture Abeokuta and the University of Lagos offer me opportunity to contribute to institutional growth, academic excellence, and staff welfare. I thank you. My appreciation goes to the principal officers in the university. Professor Dairo, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Development, the Registrar, Dr. Titus Adeniyi, Mr. Olukayode Oshinuga, the Bossa, Professor Kehinde Owolabi, the University Librarian. Profoundly grateful to my late parents, Honorable Past Sulaiman Ayinde and Princess Mercy Abebi, for their sacrifice and value and encouragement. May their soul rest in perfect peace. My parents-in-law, late Christopher Afolabi, Mama Bamide Afolabi, for their love and support, I appreciate you. Mama, may you live long. I express my profound gratitude to my teachers at Methodist Central Primary School, Alamwa Grammar School, and St. Stephen Commercial High School, all in Adodo, in Ogun State. I'm grateful for discovering me early enough and instilling in me the value of due diligence and curiosity during my early development. Mr. Kamaudin Adedo, who happened to be a retiree from FUNAAB, was my 6-year primary school teacher. Late Engineer Kola Adewuyi, my secondary school and high school science teacher, the one that encouraged me to go into science. I deeply value the guidance and mentorship of many distinguished senior professors in the Department of Animal Nutrition and the wider university community. Professors Abeokuta, CFI Onwuka, ABJ Idowu, SS Abiola, Adewale Dikpeolu, Morenike Dikpeolu, late Professor Oluseyi Oluwatosin. Each of you in your unique way inspired discipline, critical thinking, and a commitment to excellence and continue to shape my path. Special recognition goes to my teacher, supervisor, and mentor, Professor Desi Erubetine, who was my undergraduate project supervisor and later my supervisor for my Masters of Agriculture and PhD degree programs. Hello. I sincerely acknowledge the Dean of College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Professor Abimbola Osho, who was also my best man when I got married to my beautiful wife. The head of the Department of Animal Nutrition, Professor Ronke Yemisi Adeniboye. All professors in the Department of Animal Nutrition and all other academic staff, both secretarial staff and the lab staff, they are well acknowledged. Current director, program leaders, and staff of Institute of Food Security, Environmental Resources and Agricultural Research, etc., are specially acknowledged, working alongside each of you from December 1st, 2024 to November 30th, 2025 as the director, greatly enriched my experience and contributed significantly to our collective success at IFSERA. Special recognition and appreciation go to my facilitation team, Professors Adeboye, Fafiolu, Festus Adeosun, Biodun Badmus, Tokunmegbe Lawrence, Ogun Ojekunle, Soli Amolegbe, Folonsho Olusegun, Lanre Olugbenga Adeleye, Dito for Dr. Weto, Dr. Seun Olurin, Dr. Dikin Olusegun Adeosun, Mr. Tokpesho Retire, and all the staff in the office of DVC Academic. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to the chairpersons and members of Publication and Ceremonial Committee for their contribution towards the success of this inaugural lecture delivery. You can see their beautiful faces on the slide. The following exceptional researchers and scholars are recognized and appreciated. I have been privileged to encounter many remarkable individuals that are truly exceptional and they have impacted my life. The following people: Professors Olusola Babatunde Kehinde and the wife, Professor Oluwakade Adewumi and the wife, Professor Francis Adegbaye Igbasan, the Vice-Chancellor of Mafasa University and the wife, Professor San Dayo Amokaye and the wife, Professor Fatai Ogundele and the wife, Professor Ajuwon Rasak and the wife, Professor Dare Akerele and the wife, Professor Jim Olanite and the wife, Professor Olushiji and Dickness Gemisola Showande, Professor Abu Majid. Thank you for coming all the way from Mina. Professor Emmanuel Sunday Akin Ajishegiri, Professor Kehinde Olubenga Kehinde, the director of FUNAAB Veterinary Teaching Hospital, Professor Latif Sani, Professor Kolawole Adebayo, Professor Seyi Akinloye, Professor Olalekan Jacob, Professor Emmanuel Olubenga Fakoya, Professor Simon Sodia and the Comfort Buroke Sodia, Professor Adewale Oladele Talabi, Professor Alfonso Adebi and the wife, Professor Abraham Oshinobi from University of Lagos. Thank you for coming. Dr. Salam and the wife. The following clergymen are well appreciated. Primate Professor Emmanuel Akitono and the wife, Prophet Talabi Olalekan Michael, Pastor Samson Oluwasegun Adeniran and the wife, Pastor Laleye Rotimi and the wife, Pastor Dr. Joshua Olu Ajibola and the wife, Pastor Biodun Fatokun and the wife, Bishop Richard Igi and the wife, Professor Pastor Adenrele Olalekan Adebayo and the wife, and Professor Adewumi Babatunde Idowu, popularly known as A.B. Idowu. I extend my special recognition to High Chief Semi Oganla and his wife, Dickness Mokwelola Oganla, who both stood as a parent figure and pillar of strength to my daughter in Lagos. My profound gratitude goes to His Royal Majesty Alale Yoba Olusola Idris Lamid of Solo, the Oteni Bolemole II, Oba of Adodo, Olofin Adimola. His Royal Majesty Alale Oba Professor Adeyemi Abu Kabir, Oba Lanlege Ekun II, Olota of Ota. Thank you, Kabis, for coming. All other provincial fathers, royal fathers present at this event, Kabis, you. Honorable Kamaruddin Olawale, aka Kama, and Dr. Latif Adegoyega, Ogun State Coordinator City Boy Movement. All of you are appreciated. I especially acknowledge and appreciate Honorable Musefiu, Honorable Semiu Bola, former chairman Odeda, Comrade Igbagbodoyin Yasere, Alamu Grammar School, Old Student Association, Adodo Club, Adodo Development of Foundation, Igasa Designer Forum, Imasha Ishaga Forum, Adodo, Akilagun Traditional Council. I am equally grateful to my siblings and extended family members as listed on the slide. I greatly appreciate my brothers and sister-in-law and their spouses that's listed on the slide. I express my deepest appreciation to my children, Dr. Faith Budola Idowu, Ms. Toluwaleyi Christiana Idowu, Mr. or Master Michael Oluwasegun Fumi Idowu. All of you remain a constant source of joy, strength, and inspiration to me. A special recognition, appreciation to my beloved wife, Dr. Olubogola Precious Adepeju Idowu, for her unwavering love, companionship, support, prayer, and sacrifices. Thank you, my wife. Thank you all for your kind attention. May God bless you all. I want us to rise up and sing this song with me in appreciation to God. Then sing my soul, my Savior goes to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior goes to thee.
When I in awesome
How great
consider
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God and hard work will grant your desires. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for listening to the 114th inaugural lecture of our university. We want to appreciate the inaugural lecturer, Professor O.M. Idowu, and it is my pleasure to present this award of honor to Professor Olusegun Mark Obafemi Idowu of the Department of Animal Nutrition, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production. As the 114th inaugural lecturer of the university, dated this day, Wednesday, 8th July, 2026. Congratulations, Prof. Congratulations. We also have this for you. I'm trying to look whether a biological machine has something here, but I doubt it. Congratulations. Thanks for presenting this lecture. Thank you very much. God bless you. You can take your seats. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the 114th in the series of the university's inaugural lecture. But before we go, we want to, once again, on behalf of the university, appreciate everyone who has been present. We will not be able to list the names, but please, I want to assure you that we really appreciate your coming. And worthy of double honor is the beloved wife of the inaugural lecturer, Dr. Olubukola Idowu. Congratulations, madam. Unfortunately, you have not earned the appellation of Yalakara, but please sit down all the same. You are the beloved wife of the inaugural lecturer. Congratulations, sit down. And all the children too. Also, I want to encourage that Master Michael Idowu will also soon become a Mr. Michael Idowu. Don't worry, very soon you'll be Mr. Michael Idowu. Huh? And also all family members who are here present, but distinguished guests, I want to also specially acknowledge the presence of His Royal Majesty, Oba Professor Adeyemi Abdulkabir Obalanlege. Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí happens to be my Oba too. My mom was from Ota. So Kábíyèsí, Ojuba from Aton Ota. We also welcome other royal fathers here present and representatives of royal fathers. Thank you for joining us at this inaugural lecture. And of course, with great humility, I want to welcome the revered senior advocate of Nigeria, the Pro-Chancellor of University of Lagos, Chief Wole Olanipekun. Daddy, you are welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thanks so much. A worthy Nigerian. Also, I welcome my brother, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Fatiu Arogundade, Vice-Chancellor, Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you. Very soon you'll be doing this too. And all the members of the governing council and, principal officers who are here present from FUMSA. I can see them sitting behind the Vice-Chancellor. And our own Professor Lawrence Egbeyale is representing the Vice-Chancellor of Federal University of Agriculture and Technology, Okeho. That's our export to Okeho. You are welcome. You are welcome. And also Professor Abdul Majid Jaya from Federal University of Technology, Minna. Thank you so much, Prof. Coming all the way from Minna. We appreciate you also. Thank you. And I want to welcome all former principal officers here seated in front. So many of them. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you for honoring us. I honor those who are currently here, the likes of the one you know, Amsterdam, he's still here with us now. But I want to specially recognize Professor Toyin Arowolo. Professor Toyin Arowolo, former Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, a retired elder statesman, and one who is also in the tow, the one popularly known as Uncle Wale. Uncle Wale, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, sir. And other distinguished principal officers who are still our own. You're still there now. Thank you very much. We welcome all the senior members of the non-teaching staff who are here. And our global president, thank you for coming, the alumni global president. I understand that Professor Sam Otubu is around. Is Professor, thank you so much, sir. Another elder statesman, always at our inaugural lectures. Retired but not tired. And those who gave us that music towards the end, you know them. Let me welcome the new president of the Students' Union, Comrade Oluwafemi Shoga. Thank you. You must be recognized. Distinguished members of Senate, every member of the university community, our guests from outside, thank you so very much. We appreciate your coming. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Can we give the Vice-Chancellor a round of applause, please? Can we all be seated to listen for the announcement? Thank you very much. Greatest FUNAAB. Thank you. We have come to the end of the 114th inaugural lecture of this great university. Please let's listen to the following announcement. We have our FUNAAB guest house on campus, and we have the FUNAAB Zoo Park. Our FUNAAB guest house is conducive and affordable. So if you are passing the night, so that you'll be able to go to the FUNAAB Zoo Park tomorrow morning. Thank you very much that you do so. Academic staff are supposed to go through the exit right by my right hand side, exit A. Non-teaching staff should go through the exit B by my left hand side. Guests of the inaugural lecturer should follow the procession and descend the stairs and go on to the conference room 2 by their left. Greatest FUNAAB. Students should remain in the gallery for their refreshment. Distinguished members of the university community, may we all rise for the FUNAAB anthem, followed by the national pledge. Thank you.
For the
national pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity, and uphold our honor and glory, so help me God. Amen. Please let us wait for the procession on the top table to exit the hall. Let us remain standing, please, until the procession gets out of the hall. We have come to the end of the 114th inaugural lecture of this great citadel of learning, and the lecture was titled, Feed to Food Biological Machines in the Hands of a Monogastric Nutritionist. We welcome all